the fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that move between these lines, gotta get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
Well, it is the middle of October, so it's only fitting that the Cowboys' carriage has turned back into a pumpkin. Philadelphia remains undefeated in the NFL and holds off a late Cowboys charge, 26-17, the final score from Lincoln Financial Field in Week 6 of the NFL season. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night from the Star in Frisco and the Globe Life Studios alongside the 6-time Pro Bowler and the 3-time Super Bowl champ, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us. And Nate, 3 interceptions for Cooper Rush. Going into this Week 6 battle, he had never lost an NFL start. He had not thrown an interception in this campaign. This one, it just didn't necessarily go Cooper Rush's way.
No, the Cowboys just had a bad night, Kyle. I tell you like this right here is the problem with the problem with this deal was Philadelphia played how they normally play. They was in the first half, they took advantage of it. They took away our run. They rushed for 76 plus yards. They threw for 100 yards. They got up on us 20-3 at halftime. That's how it's set. Second half of the game, we tried to come back, but they continued to run. They continued to dominate. It was just a bad night. Cooper Rush, we're looking for you to be that game manager. We asked you to do a little bit more, and he couldn't handle it.
It was a 123rd meeting between the Cowboys and the Eagles in this hated NFL rivalry. And, of course, a battle for the first place spot in the NFC East on the line as well. And the Cowboys, well, it started off early. No one scored in the first, but on the final play of the first quarter, it set up a score. On 4th and 4, Philadelphia goes up to the line of scrimmage. Dante Fowler Jr. called for the neutral zone infraction, and Nick Sirianni wins this move of the chess match. That gave Philly a first down, kept the offense on the field. And one play later, it was Miles Sanders rolling his way in from 5 yards out, and that put Philly on top 7-0. On the next offensive drive for Dallas, Cooper Rush pressured, throws into coverage, trying to find Michael Gallup. It's batted in the air, and it's the first interception on the season for Cooper Rush, and it sets up a short field for Philadelphia. On this 3rd down and 3, they roll out, and they find A.J. Brown on that RPO that they do oh so well.
Everybody just sucked down on the running back right there. He slips out of the backfield one-on-one against Micah Parsons. He beats him. Makes Donovan miss a tackle. Touchdown.
Philly tacked on 2 more field goals. Dallas broke through with one at the halftime break. 20-3. They went into the halftime break. Dallas got a stop to start the 3rd, and they found a score with Ezekiel Elliott, so they're right back in the game. Then after another defensive stop, Cooper Rush rolling out, finding Jake Ferguson in the end zone. This cut the deficit to 3.
Once again, play action pass right there. Tight end slips out of the backfield, makes a guy miss, go in for a touchdown.
But Philly got back to what Philly does well on the RPO. 13 plays, 75 yards, capped off by Jalen Hurts finding Devontae Smith.
Everybody playing the run right there, and he just slips behind the coverage. Wide open, touchdown.
Dallas still not out of it. Rush sees Lamb open deep. He's going to uncork this ball, but he gets hit by Brandon Graham. The pressure causes a bad throw, and it's picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's the 3rd interception of the day for Cooper Rush, and it did really take the air out of the Cowboys' sails. They had one last opportunity to kick a field goal from 53 yards out to make it a 1-possession game, but Brett Maher misses this one just off and to the right, and the Cowboys fall on the road 26-17. It's their first loss since the opening week of the NFL season, and the Philadelphia Eagles now take a 2-game lead over the Cowboys, who fall to 3rd place in the NFC East. The Eagles, the only unbeaten left in the NFL. The Giants, who won today at 5-1, sit in that 2nd place spot. We've got plenty more reaction to come here from Cowboys Game Night at the Star in Frisco. We'll go back out to Lincoln Financial Field and hear from head coach Mike McCarthy and his thoughts following the 9-point loss to Philadelphia here in Week 6 when we come back after this.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
The Cowboys fall on the road in Week 6 to Philadelphia. 26-17 was the final score. It's only the second time Mike McCarthy has fallen to the hated Philadelphia Eagles. Let's hear his thoughts from Lincoln Financial Field after the game concluded.
Mike, just your thoughts on how the start of the game was and how that kind of
Well, I mean, obviously the start of the game was in their favor. Obviously we got behind, but you know, I think like anything, the big thing, you know, we talked about in the locker room was, you know, just the emotion of the game. You knew that coming in, and you know, you got to be better in the discipline penalties. You know, we had too many discipline penalties, and we had three giveaways. So, you know, there's a lot of momentum, which you know you have in these types of games. You know, this an excellent competitive arena to compete in, and you know, I thought we punched back every time they hit us with some things. You know, and then we got going there in the second half, and particularly in the third quarter, running the ball, and the up-tempo offense obviously was a help. We were trying to get to it, you know, in the first half. Was trying to do it after a first down in a series, and you know, just couldn't get it going. So just got to be cleaner. You know, had some young guys that you know we're still growing in some areas on offense. You know, we knew that coming in here, and you know, it's part of the way we've been playing, but. The emphasis all week was running the football and stopping the run. So, and that obviously was a big part of this game.
I was going to ask you that the offense a bit tougher for you trying to get back into the game. You guys didn't make a push. Was it just too big a hole early to come out of? The early times was too big of a hole. Either you guys didn't make a push in the end, and just too much at the start, or you think you guys were still on half as
you know, obviously wasn't the start we're looking for. You know, I mean, at halftime, just you know, frankly, the locker room was good. You know, just you know, we took some shots from them, and you know, I thought the guys just stayed on course, came out stronger in the third quarter. I mean, the third quarter was the best you know quarter that we played tonight. So, you know, this team has tremendous passion, energy, you know, play style, but you know, we were not as clean as we needed to be.
Can you talk about the decision not to challenge the CD Lamb catch?
In the first quarter?
In the first quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter, you know, the CD's catch, you know, the communication was originally first down, and then we went turbo, you know, on the ball, quick play, and then the communication when they pulled it back, fourth down, Robin on the sideline told me she had the knee down before he extended. So my history has been, you know, when an official tells you that, I mean, it's usually pretty clear. And we were already in a turbo. We were in turbo because of the other side of the fence. You know, we were in turbo because, you know, if he didn't get the first down, so you know, because of the spot. So. And we had plenty of time, you know, but I mean, plenty of time to make the next decision is what I'm getting ready to talk about. But yeah, there was no replay in that sequence, and there wouldn't have been in the 40 seconds part. So let's just be honest there. But I mean, you know, my experience has been when I'm communicated with by the official, it's you know, I'm usually discouraged from challenging that play, and then when we had plenty of time to see their defense. Which we were expecting man, and they were in man, and so that's actually why I stayed with the call that I did. Obviously, it didn't work out and put our defense in terrible field position.
So there were a couple situational, I guess, decisions that didn't play out in favor of the Cowboys in that loss against Philadelphia. But overall, you can look at the penalties. You can look at some of those situational mishaps and things that did not go in favor of the Cowboys. And really, that's what ended up being the difference in this ball game. A slow start, most of that compounding on each other, and it results in a loss.
When you go in the first half and you only had the ball 10 minutes out of 30 minutes, they had it 19 plus. It's going to be like that. They tried to go turbo right there. Maybe a coach should have been shouting, "Hey, coach, no." Yeah, but you didn't. You're under pressure. Things happen during the game. A lot of times we miss it as coaches, we miss it as players. But what we have to do is be a little bit more intense when the game starts next time.
Would you have challenged that play there specifically, just based off of, I know we're on the TV side of things, but as quickly as you saw it, as close as it looked like it, was that worth a challenge?
Yeah, but you have to have a coach. Every coach has a coach that walks up, and that's a special teams coach. A lot of times, hey, coach, hey, you needed to slow down and let's challenge this. But they was already, like you say, was already in turbo mode, so they did what they did. Missed call, missed opportunity.
And there were missed opportunities other than that one throughout the game, including 3 turnovers from Cooper Rush. We're going to hear from the starting quarterback when we return with more Cowboys game night from the Star in Frisco. The Cowboys fall in Philadelphia. Cooper Rush comes up right after this.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
Welcome back to Cowboys game night from the Star in Frisco. Let's hear from Cooper Rush, who had come into this game 5-0 as a starter in the NFL. He had 4-0 starts this season, but now falls to 4-1. The Cowboys fall to 4-2 on the year. Here's his thoughts at the podium.
Could we just talk about what was it for you guys to dig out of that early hole? I know you guys didn't make a game together. Was it tougher, or just you guys had kept the same confidence level the whole time?
Yeah, slow start, but we knew, we just got to go execute. And that third quarter was big. Defense got to stop, get a drive, and get another long drive. Kind of found our momentum there, got on the ball, got in some rhythm. Just goes to show you got to play all 4 quarters. You can't start that slow.
The thing you've done is protect the football. You had no interceptions going into the game tonight, 3 tonight. To what extent do you think that cost you the game, and what happened in those situations?
Yeah, I think it obviously was the deciding factor. First one was a bang-bang play. Ball bounces up in the air, and oh crap. But the next one's just gotta, can't do it right. And then, I think that was the difference in the game, because I think we moved the ball when we were on schedule, and plays were there. We were making them, but we gave them 2 or 3 short fields versus a very good offense that they got. Defense did a great job holding the 3 points a couple times. Can't have those, right?
Can you talk about the process of not getting too low after the first 2 interceptions and being able to climb back within 3 points?
Yeah, you just keep playing ball. You know what we got on offense. We know the talent we have. We know our scheme, and know what we're capable of, and sometimes it's going to be ugly, and it's the NFL. They got good players too, and but there was no. I wouldn't say there was any panic, or we just had to get going. We just kept shooting ourselves in our foot a little bit and missing throws, penalties. But then we got going. Third quarter kind of showed what we were about, and we love the fight.
Was there anything that the Eagles defense showed you that you hadn't seen thus far as a starter, or was it just you feel like you could play a little bit cleaner?
Nothing particular. Just got to play cleaner. Slay made a good play. First one was a good play by Bradbury too. Sometimes just playing ball, things happen.
Last interception, were you hit or just that fourth quarter?
Obviously didn't get enough on it. Kind of got hit there, and obviously want that one back. It's a big one.
So you can hear the disappointment from Cooper Rush. He's obviously coming off of his worst game of his career. I mean, you could say it how it is. That's what it was for Cooper Rush, and part of that has been how good he has been throughout his career. But 18 for 38 passing, 181 yards, and 3 interceptions, not going to get it done from the quarterback spot.
No, we knew that Philadelphia had a good defense. They had 2 great corners in Bradbury and Slay. So, they did what they had to do. They got pressure up front with the front 7, and it hurt him. I mean, we asked a lot from this young man, and like you said earlier, if we would have just said if they will be 4-2 at this point, we would be excited. We are 4-2, and things are looking up because our #1 quarterback has a chance to come back. Great job, man. I mean, I know it was an ugly night, and I know y'all ain't gonna feel good when you get home and get off the plane, but hey, you did what you had to do.
And it's unfortunate that this might be the lasting impression if Dak Prescott comes back of what Cooper Rush did. But he did his job, won 4 games for the Cowboys this season. When we come back, we hear from Micah Parsons and if he was playing injured in Philadelphia. Week 6 in the loss to Philadelphia was the first time all year that Dallas's defense has given up multiple scores, multiple touchdowns in a single ball game. And it looked like Micah Parsons might have been issued or limited to a certain extent with a groin injury. Here's his thoughts.
What would you say? A lot of highs and lows. It's just more frustrating because I just really feel like we beat ourselves. And you just play back on the mistakes that I've made and some other guys might have made, and just know we could play a much cleaner football game. that's the frustrating part. But, you know, I guess it's good to learn early, you know.
You could see the frustration on your face coming off at halftime. Did you say something in here, or what was said in here? Because you guys obviously in the second half played significantly better football. What allowed things to shift for you guys?
You know, we just told them. We just told ourselves, and I told them, I said, you know, we're too good to beat ourselves. We're too good to try to make a play. The play is going to come to us. The scheme, like, we're too good. We just got to win our one-on-ones, and sometimes in games like this, people try to, you know, we tend to try to do more just to make that splash play or something like that. So we just all got to take accountability, watch this film, and just get better from it.
Do you feel like because of the early turnovers, that tendency to force was maybe ratcheting it up that much more?
I won't say that. We have to be accountable, you know. I don't point the finger. You know, like I said, we could have stopped them from scoring twice and held them to field goals. Turnovers at the point. We as a defense gave up some yards and some points this week, more than, you know, we're used to. And, you know, we got to fight. No point of finger, just all accountability.
Mike, you can't play all 11 spots on the field, but do you feel like the Eagles tried to take advantage of you rushing?
Yeah, if you look at the game and you just watch the film, there wasn't a lot of rush opportunities. It was more, everything was just RPO. We were just, you know, I think they did a great job scheme. They executed better than us today.
The Cowboys defense held Jalen Hurts to under 160 yards passing, but it still wasn't enough as they gave up 26 points in the 26-17 loss to the Eagles. When we come back, we talk about the week ahead for the Dallas Cowboys and potentially getting Dak Prescott back. How much does that change things for Dallas heading into Week 7?
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
26-17, the Philadelphia Eagles in the Dallas Cowboys 4-game winning streak. Their 8-game winning streak against the NFC East also snapped in succession. The Cowboys fall by 9 at Lincoln Financial Field as we put this one in the rearview mirror now and take a look ahead to Week 7 of the NFL season on Cowboys Game Night. Alongside Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us. And, I mean, overall, it still isn't the worst. It's one game, but it does put you 2 games back in the division. You really feel like you have a hole to dig out of, but you got to do it this week, and you might get to do it with your quarterback back, Dak Prescott.
And that'll be a great thing. But you know what? Cooper Rush, great job. You did what you had to do. Offense, we need more points. Regardless if it's Cooper Rush or if it's Dak coming back, we need more from our receivers. We need more from our running backs, and we need more from an offensive line. It's a team deal now. Yes, this kid gave up 3 interceptions, but, you know, he was hit a lot too.
Yeah, he definitely was. Cowboys offensive line has to do better. The whole offense needs to do better as we leave you here on Cowboys Game Night. We'll see you next week. The Cowboys fall to Philly by 9.